one-on-one with Quinyon Mitchell, that's a game-changing play that could lead to a winning play. And so if you're CeeDee Lamb and you are who we know you are who you say you are, you have to make those plays.
He has to make those plays. You're the $136 million man. That's bottom line. He has to make those plays. And those two big drops in the fourth quarter, especially, Dak put it right and said, good Lord. Dak played well last night.
You were wrong.
He played very well.
Yeah, I understand that. But, Jalen Carter had a lot to do with that, in my opinion. So I ain't going to worry about it. I ain't losing no sleep over that. That man don't get himself ejected. Dak Prescott ain't sitting back taking pictures, ordering Uber Eats and all of that stuff before he throw a damn pass. I'm not taking no accountability for that.
You are not CeeDee Lamb.
I'm not taking
no accountability.
No accountability. I am not CeeDee Lamb on this one. Oh, no. Not for this particular subject. Jalen Carter did that. I can't bet on that. You going to get ejected for 4
You guys. Are you serious?
You're going to get ejected. You're going to get ejected. Please. What are you talking about?
Is Stephen A. right, though? How much did he benefit? How much did Dak benefit?
This guy's a defensive player of the year candidate,
But let me say this about CeeDee Lamb. I appreciate the accountability. Big-time drops, no doubt about that. But I'm not going to blame him totally. Certainly culpable, absolutely, because he make those catches, they win the game. But I'm not going to blame him. You know why? Because the Eagles scored on their first 3 jobs. You talk about a brother standing back, taking pictures, doing everything he could. There was no pressure on Jalen Hurts whatsoever because Micah Parsons wasn't
there. I knew that was coming.
His ability to scramble, the way that he scrambled, it would have been a lot harder if you got Micah Parsons with his speed and his ability to get to the quarterback. It wouldn't have been so easy. So maybe if Micah Parsons were there, you wouldn't have been able to run the way they was running, the way Jalen Hurts was running the football, okay? Maybe that would not have happened. But because Micah Parsons was gone, the Eagles obviously were able to take
Jerry Jones' fault?
Hell yeah. We can do that.
Blame it on?
I'm going to blame it on him, and I'm going to blame, CeeDee Lamb is not completely absolved. Of course, he should have caught those passes. No doubt about it. 3 drops last night. But it's not completely culpable. But he has some culpability, but Jerry Jones definitely does in this loss. No doubt.
Dan, address CeeDee, and then let's get into the Micah part of it.
Yeah, so I agree. I think there's 2 main reasons why the Cowboys lose the game. One, the rush lanes were not disciplined enough against Jalen Hurts, and he took advantage of it. Jalen was practically perfect in the football
way of
game.
saying what I just said.
Correct, and that's a real thing. 5 runs for first downs, 2 for touchdowns, and then the drops. Yes, the drops were huge. This is where the job gets tough, because if you've ever spent any time with CeeDee Lamb, you gain to appreciate who he is.
Awesome.
You enjoy him. You root for him. Everyone says in this job, you got to be unbiased and not root for people. It's hard when you get to understand them, and you appreciate the person, and then you watch them have the shortcoming, and then they take the accountability for it. So you don't want to go kill them, but yes, obviously anybody who knows football realizes those drops were huge. And I was watching something this past week where Nick Saban was telling a story about it was his first time coaching lesson, and he was talking about when he was a young high school quarterback, and they came over late into a football game, and they called timeout, and the coach was like, what do you want to do? He's like, I don't know. I got an all-state receiver, all-state running back. He was like, best players over plays. And I think the Dallas Cowboys did that last night in those situations. And if you're Dak Prescott, you're sitting there going, I'm going to throw it to him again.
Yep.
And CeeDee Lamb will go make the catch again. I think, Stephen A., that's the takeaway. Miles RC is like, you beat yourselves if you're Dallas. Yeah. And so that's where the line you walk is frustrated as all get out, because the drops are a huge part, and Miles Sanders' fumbles a huge part. And so you had them, but then at the same time, you're encouraged because you did do things in that football game that make you go, we could be a good football team this year.
But what about the Micah piece? What if Micah was there? Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Would they have won the game? Would they have won the game?
I think they win the game with Micah Parsons, yes.
Yeah.
I do. Because I don't think he runs the way he did.
To happen,
Listen, Jordan Mailata said it himself.
Listen, I love being on the air with these brothers, but as RC has elevated, because he pivots well. As he has elevated, it's kind of hard for him to just sit up there and Stephen A. was right. I got no problem. He's absolutely right. And by the way, CeeDee Lamb's a great guy. Great guy. You understand? And a great receiver.
Dude.
And a great receiver who, by the way, is going to make up for this. Last night was an indication that as things change, they remain the same. Something will go wrong. Just be patient. Wait for it. They won't let you down. That's what they did last night, yet again.
So let me tell you this. This was my pregame last night because I was at the game. Last night, I was at the game on the sideline with David Mulligetta.
That's right.
Actually, right? And then Stephen Jones walks over to me, and driving down there, I was thinking to myself, the Jones family just doesn't care. They absolutely love this man, right? And there is nobody in the world that talks about the Dallas Cowboys, the Jones family, as much as this dude.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to myself, like, they just don't care. Stephen Jones walks over to me on the sideline, hugs me, is laughing, and goes, boy, you've been killing me. But I don't care. I love you.
There you go.
Gives me a hug because they truly are operating in a world where they're doing what's best for the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
The Jones family, even in looking at last night's game and seeing that Jalen Hurts, the runs he made, he wasn't making somebody miss in the backfield. He had actually surveyed the entire field.
Yeah.
He had realized that no one was open.
That's right.
He still had no pressure. He just had to run because he had been back there for 6 seconds.
Right.
That is where Micah Parsons comes in. Matt Eberflus actually did a good job as the coordinator because you know what normally happens when A.J. Brown can't get a target until late in the fourth quarter? When Devontae Smith only has 3 catches, you have sacks and you have turnovers and you make plays. But a lot of times, for the last 4 years, those plays came from number 11.
Yeah. That's right.
It was a glaring difference in winning one-on-ones and making plays.
So
Lane Johnson told me this in the training camp. He said, you know what? I don't worry about Jerry Jones. I worry about Micah Parsons. And in this case, Jerry Jones took away that worry for them.
Yeah.
So in other words, Stephen A was right.
But you weren't, because you said Dak was going to throw 2 picks. And
You did. You did.
You said.
I did say it. I said it. Did the Eagles not drop 3 interceptions? Did they not drop 3 interceptions?
But I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do you not do this? Oh, I have the tape, guys. I watched it. I have the film. I got the film. It's going to be close. But Dak Prescott going to turn it over 2 times.
You got me. But I still asked you a question, Pivot Man. I said, did the Eagles not drop 3 interceptions?
The Eagles dropped.
Did they not
1.
drop? Oh, come on.
Quinyon Mitchell dropped 1.
Come on. They had
You're
3.
making things
right
up.
there in their
They
hands.
did not have 3. It was 1. Quinyon Mitchell on the sideline.
You going to agree with that?
I don't think C3 dropped interceptions.
They weren't 3. It was 1.
I think there's a couple bang plays, but that's part of the game.
You talk about
I
tips.
think-
Oh, my God. Did you hear what he just said?
CeeDee Lamb drops the ball.
That's part of the game. Come on.
The ball
man.
bounces off of CeeDee Lamb's chest. Yeah, that's not Dak
There's a
Prescott's fault.
there's a drop touchdown or 2 as well.
Ferguson drops a touchdown, and Blankenship hits him. That's not a Dak Prescott's fault.
Let me encapsulate the Micah thing, though.
They know I defer to them. They ganging up on me, but they know it's at least
Now you know.
You had it.
Now you know what it's like to go
Right.
Martin.
I know, right?
I'll encapsulate it this way.